Okay, I will call the meeting to order. Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's just do a quick roll call. Karen Kravitz, Chair.
Bruce Mandel. Sorry, Bruce Mandel, Commissioner.
Who else you want? Oh.
Now, do you want to, we'll do the commissioners first.
Can you hear us?
Yes. Pasquale Fire Commission.
Okay. Stephanie, go ahead.
F. Tarleglio, Commissioner.
All right, we're getting a lot of background conversation on somebody's. Okay. Liaisons.
Donovan Lofters, Board of Finance. Can you guys hear me?
Hi, Donovan.
Yeah.
Hey,
Joe Crisco, Board of Selectmen.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Nate Case with the Fire Association.
Okay. And others present. Joe Capucci.
I'm here.
All right. Ted Pokowitz.
I'm here.
Okay. Anybody else that wants to identify themselves?
Tina O'Connor. I'm here.
Hi, Tina. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The next item on the agenda is public comments. Per the notice on the agenda, public comments were to be submitted by 3 p.m. or offered during this part of the agenda. We have not received any public comments to be read. So are there any public comments, anyone that would like to make public comment during the Zoom at this point? Okay, hearing none. Liaison comments? Any of our liaisons have any comments?
Deep appreciation of everybody's service. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, Chairman's report. The biggest item on my that I'd like to report to you has to do with the developments that have taken place on the dispatch issue since our last meeting, and those will be held in executive session. COVID-19 update.
Sorry, COVID-19 update. I believe it was last week we changed over to be a red town. Our COVID numbers have gone up. Not as much as they were a year ago, but they were increasing. We got another couple the other day. We had a slew of them like a week ago to a week and a half ago. So they are coming in, and we are addressing it. There still is no definitive answer on the booster shot for the first responders yet. So we're waiting for some more information on that. Seems like if the Moderna one has more antibodies, or it's lasting longer than the Pfizer shot, what I'm understanding from people. So other than that, we are taking precautions at the firehouse again, and we're taking precautions out on calls where if we go to a COVID house, we will mask up and do what we have to do, but it's not to the degree that we were doing about a year and a half ago when we were in Tyvek suits and on air packs. We use an N95 mask in those circumstances. So we are moving forward, and we'll wait and see what another few weeks when the fall hits and the winter and see where we are. But that's where we are right now.
Sean, can you update us on how you're getting the COVID numbers? How's that system working? There was a delay at some point.
So it looks like we get them from I get them from the chief of police, and he gets them from QVHD, the local health department, which gets them basically from DPH, from the state. So there's definitely a delay. I don't think it's definitely not on the town side. I don't even know if it's on the QVHD side. It might be more at DPH, where once we're getting notified, we knew a few of the people and they were already off quarantine. So it's at least, I'm gonna say some of these people I know were a couple week delay before us getting notification from it. But we do have them on the list. We have an active list going again, and just keep an eye on it.
John, how many people do you have on the list?
I don't have the list in front of me. Ted, do you remember off the top of your head?
Roughly 33 individuals at about 28 to 30 addresses. Several places have, 2 people in the same household. So it's approximately 33 since we've restarted the list.
Right.
Okay.
Do we know if people are vaccinated or unvaccinated? Just curious.
They don't, the list doesn't tell us whether they're vaccinated or unvaccinated.
And you keep them on the list for 90 days, is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's 33 people who may have had or have had at some point in the last 90 days anyway.
Correct.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions on that topic? Okay, current financial statements.
So financial statements, we're doing good. It's once again, it's the beginning of the new year. So there's nothing really that's jumping out. But once again, we'll keep an eye out on repair maintenance machine. Trucks are gonna go out for service. Some of them already did. We had some repairs on the trucks already. So we'll just keep an eye on that account. That account seems to be go over every single year. Last year, believe it or not, we were able to cover it within the budget. So we actually didn't even ask for money. That was the first year in probably 8 or 9 years where we didn't need to add to that. So that was, we went over it, but we were able to cover from another line. But that being said, we'll just keep an eye on our cleaning line item again. That was a line that went over last year for the first time ever. And depending on what happens with COVID is going to really dictate where that budget line is going to end up. So that's about what I have for budget.
Anybody have any particular questions?
No.
Okay, and my question is, do you see the continuing need for the, I think we're having the cleaning team here. Is it once a week or twice a week?
So
20 hours?
Right. So right now we have 20 hours a week. We have William come in, and we have a cleaning company 1 day a week, that comes in and does a deep clean also. The cleaning company, when we were going through COVID up until, I want to say it was sometime in the springtime this year, we had them twice a week along with 20 hours. So we were able to cut it back down to 1 day a week with the 20 hours, and we'll see where that goes. If we have to ramp it back up, we will. But the number one goal here is to keep everybody safe so we can still have a fire department that doesn't have COVID running through it. So the cleaner we keep the building, the better we are.
Okay. And all right, anyone else have any questions?
No.
Fire chief's report.
Okay, so some of the apparatus went out already. It's come back. Minor repairs so far, nothing major. No major breakdowns, just a lot of miscellaneous stuff. We had a bunch of emergency lights out. We had to fix those. We still have a bunch of like broken lenses and stuff on that. What happens is when the truck gets older, they get dry rot. The gaskets get dry rot. The lenses get old, and they end up cracking when you go down the road and you hit a bumper too. Lenses crack. So we're trying to be proactive and fix that so moisture doesn't get in and affect the light and create other issues. So we're doing good there. Engine 9, the spec is really just about done. We're fine tuning a couple little things on there, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll have a truck to present to you guys to replace engine 9, which is a 1995 E1. Just keep in mind when we go to order engine 9, it's probably going to be a 16-month build time. So even though, say, Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance, let's say we even order it this fall, we probably won't see it next year. We probably see it the following, maybe if we're lucky, the following spring. So it's a good ways out there. And engine 9's already 26 years old. So we really need to order this truck. It's just we've been going through the spec, and it's just taking a little bit of time, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks it will be all finalized and we'll be able to move forward.
So just to be clear, the process is that the Fire Commission will approve it probably at our next meeting?
Yeah, if we need to do it sooner, we will. We'll have a conversation with Tony and Beth. But yeah, and then we'll move it to the Board of Selectmen, Board of Finance at that point. Actually, I got to check with Tony. I think the last time we did it, we used something called HGAC, which is already, it's like a state contract. It's the Houston Galveston contract. So it's basically, they take the spec, they go through it, and all the items on the spec are already been negotiated. So basically they put a number to it, and then the number goes basically to the Board of Selectmen and Board of Finance. So this truck really doesn't have to go out to bid, and we didn't send the last one out to bid. So it worked out really well. The other thing is we had the 9/11 memorial here on Saturday. Last Saturday was a good turnout. It was a good ceremony. A lot of participation, which was good. But we wanted to keep it somewhat short. We didn't want everybody gathered around, especially for COVID. But it was a nice ceremony. And people were happy with it. Truck or Treat is coming. It's going to be Sunday, October 31st. There is a memo over at the Police Commission. I believe it's on the agenda for tonight for shutting down a Meeting House Lane so we could do the touchless truck event like we did last year, where no one gets out of the vehicle, no one wanders away. They go in, we have tongs, and basically hand candy out that way, where it's just more of a safe environment. And we're looking to do the same thing this year because of COVID, to put everybody together again, where we used to do it in the backyard. We'll have 3,000 or 4,000 people right now. Is probably not the best thing in another month or so. So our thought was we'll do it this year, and hopefully next year we might be able to go back to something that we did in the years prior. And the air bottles that were we talked about the last couple of months, they were on order and they should be in very shortly. So we'll be able to get those air bottles back in service, the ones that failed during inspection. So that's my report.
Sean,
Yes.
it's me again. You need help with the truck or treat? I mean, is there something that we can do or I can do?
Yes, we're going to be advertising it. We got to get it out there. We sent a bunch of flyers out, and we sent donation forms out for sponsorship forms. We've already got a bunch back, which is good. But what we've done in the past is the sponsors basically help us offset the cost of truck or treat. We buy in the area of, I think last year we went through 35,000 pieces of candy. When we were doing it at the firehouse, we'd go through 50 or 60,000 pieces of candy. So we have to go out and buy it. We actually started buying it a couple of weeks ago when it was on sale. So we're trying to keep up on it. But yeah, getting the word out would be huge. If you had anybody that is looking to donate toward truck or treat, that would be great. We're going to get it up. We'll get it up on our website and out on Facebook, and go from there. So yeah, whatever you guys can do would be a huge help.
And do you need help that night?
Sure. Yeah, we can definitely use some of you guys if you guys are interested to hand candy out, and just be part of the event as being part of the Fire Commission.
Okay.
Any fireworks this year?
No fireworks this year. Maybe next year. We'll see. The fireworks, we've been getting a lot of heat on not doing the fireworks. Fireworks are always a great thing. It's just a matter of putting that amount of people together in a small area. Probably isn't the best thing, but yeah, the DJ wants to come back. He wants to do all the dancing with the kids, the fireworks, and everything else. So that's the game plan, hopefully, for next year. That's what we said last year, but we'll see what happens with this. Hopefully, the more people that get vaccinated, the better we are. So,
Yeah.
The activity report.
Teddy, you there? You're on mute.
Yeah, it's there. It's coming off now. For the activity report for 2021 in July, we did 50 calls for 330.68 hours. That brought us up to 238 calls for the year, 1,571.91 hours. We did 3 calls that were classified as fires, 1 overpressure, rupture, explosion, no fire. We did 0 medical calls, 23 hazardous condition, no fire. That's fire, motor vehicle accidents, wires down, that kind of stuff. Of those 23, 8 of them were motor vehicle accidents. We did 5 calls for service, 8 good intent, 9 false calls, and 1 weather call. For August, we did 54 calls, 633.06 hours, brings us up to 290 calls for the year, 2,197.69 hours staffed. So we had, on the breakdown of that, we had 3 calls that were classified as fires, no overpressures. We had 1 rescue medical assist call that was an extrication. We had hazardous condition, no fires, motor vehicle accidents, that kind of stuff. We had 16 of the 16, 8 were motor vehicle accidents. We had 5 calls for service, 4 good intent, 27 false calls, and also 1 severe weather call for the year, or for that month. And then, like I said, it brings us up. You can see that we had 290 calls for the year, 2,197.69. Breaking that down, 22 of those were fire-related calls. Overpressure, rupture, no fire is 2. Rescue medical incidents is 5. Hazardous condition is 107. Service calls 20. Good intent calls 37. False calls 97. And weather emergency related calls 3.
Oh, so basically motor vehicles without fire is your number 1 response.
Pretty much, yes.
And what is after that besides false calls? What's the next thing after that?
After that is probably goes into good intent calls, which are calls where like fire alarms are activated, but it's not necessarily, it's that we find a reason. So that would be like burnt food, steam from a shower, something like that.
Yes. So not a false alarm, but not a fire.
Correct. There's no actual fire, but the alarm did what it was designed to do, where it detected an issue and summoned the fire department. Unlike a false alarm call is where we go there and we cannot figure out why the alarm is going off, or there's no reason, or we get there and there's no alarm even sounding. Or we check the house and can't find anything. So that's the difference between a false alarm and a service type call.
How many good intent calls for the year through August?
Through the end of August, the good intent call was 37.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to get an idea how many more hazardous condition. Yeah. Oh, sorry. How many more hazardous conditions there are than any other real call.
Yeah.
So, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Joe's report.
Okay. Yeah, fire marshal's report.
Good evening. From July 19th to today, 119 inspections. 90, I was out 119 times, I should say. 94 were inspections, 7 plan reviews. I consulted 10 times. I worked on a fire investigation 5 times. We had a auto fire at the Old Country Club on Woodfield. And had to write 3 letters trying to track down new building owners in town. I can't find out who they are, so I sent them letters. And fire marshals in service training started in September again. So I'll be, the way Connecticut does it now is they're hour-and-a-half classes a couple of times a month. And that's all I have.
How often do you have to do that, Joe?
I have to get 90 hours in a 3-year period. I'm in my last year. I have to August the next year. I think I got 75 hours, something like that. So I'm almost there.
Okay. Anybody else have questions? Okay, I'd like to pass over executive session and go to correspondence. We do have one piece of correspondence dated September 7th from Yale New Haven Hospital. Dear, this is addressed to Amy, but on behalf of Yale New Haven Hospital's auxiliary toy closet program, we would like to thank you for your generous contribution of toys. We are most appreciative of your support. Your donation will give smiles and lasting good memories to the pediatric patients in the Yale New Haven Children's Hospital and children receiving assistance and treatment in many outpatient areas. Through the support of so many of our toy closet friends in the community, the Yale New Haven Hospital Auxiliary's Toy Closet program is able to bring cheer to children throughout the entire year. The Toy Closet program continues to be a success thanks to the generosity and consideration of all of our participants who vary in age and experiences. Thank you again for being a part of the program. In addition, you can make a toy donation by visiting myregistry.com and search Toy Closet. Gratefully, Diane Fraley Petra, the Toy Closet program chair. And I believe that this is something that you do during the holiday season.
We do. So when we did Santa at the firehouse, and even last year, we took in toy donations for the toy closet at Yale New Haven Hospital. And we went down there and we actually packed a big SUV full of toys. So it was good. So they were really happy because with the amount of people that were in the hospital there, I guess their toy donations were down a little bit. So it helped them out considerably. So it was good.
Thank you very much for doing that and everyone that participated. The next item on the agenda is approval of the July and August meeting minutes. Did everyone get a chance to look those over?
Yes.
Anybody have any changes?
No.
Okay, I have one change and one question. In the COVID-19 update section on the July 19th minutes, it says most firefighters were giving the vaccine. I think it should be were given, E-N.
Tina, did you get that?
Yep, I'll change that.
Okay. And then in the approval of the June meeting minutes, this is my question. In parens, it says with two absentia. Did people abstain or was somebody not there?
I think that's when, Pasquale, is that when you were first coming in, so we couldn't have you?
Oh, okay.
I think that might be right.
Okay, so those two, and there's
That's what I thought.
actually one above it for the May meeting. That should be abstention instead of absentia. And that's corrected in those two places. Those are my.
I'm sorry, Karen, repeat.
So
Okay.
under approval of the May meeting minutes and approval of the June meeting minutes, it should be abstentions and instead of absentia.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right, we'll do the July minutes first. I would ask for a motion to approve the minutes of the July 19th meeting with the changes as noted.
I'll make a motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, the August 30th minutes. Anybody have any changes?
No.
Okay, I don't have any changes. I would ask for a motion to approve the August 30th meeting minutes as presented.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Thank you, Steph and Bruce. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody. The next item on the agenda is that we need to elect a secretary. Michael Soufrien served as our secretary, and Lino has replaced him on the commission. So I would like to nominate Stephanie Treleglia to be the secretary of the commission. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Bruce. Any discussion? Any further nominations? Okay, I'd like to ask for a motion to elect Stephanie as secretary of the commission.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Opposed.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Stephanie. Okay, just before we go into executive session, our next meeting date is October 18th. Does anyone have any problem with that date, as you know of now? Okay. All right, I would ask for a motion to enter into executive session as noted on the agenda, inviting Chief Sean Rowland.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Karen, can I say something for a second, please?
Sure.
The chief does a very good job of representing the association, but I'm available if you have any questions. I don't have anything else planned for tonight, so you can give me a call.
Okay, so, we invite people into executive session to contribute to the conversation, and then we discuss amongst ourselves. So if you feel like there's something that you want to say, Nate, I would say that we should invite you in and have you say it, and then we can continue our discussion.
As I said, it's mostly, the chief does a very good job of representing our point of view. But if you got anything just to back it up, I just wanted to know I'm available. That's sort of my job, being a liaison.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to amend the motion to invite Nate in and for his contribution. Do I have a
I'll make a
second?
motion.
Okay, a second.
Second. Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We're entering executive session, and we will be adjourning.